Hello and welcome back to this new video of mine. This was supposed to be a monthly reset video, but I noticed that I don't have a lot of stuff to reset actually. I mean, like, my mind said I should reset at one point because I'm starting to get very anxious recently. Not that coffee would help the case, but we need to keep on going somehow, right? And I need a little bit of joy in life. Okay, sorry. That was so negative. I'm trying not to. I'm really trying not to. No, this was supposed to be a reset video, but as I said, don't have anything to reset, so we're gonna do a little bit of bookish things. I just wanted to let you know that this is day one of BOOKMAS. I am very excited and also a bit intimidated to announce that I'm gonna be posting 12 videos this month, all around reading and bookish things, and I hope there will be something interesting for you happening in these upcoming almost 2 weeks. I'm still actively working on it, but yeah. This is my goal, this is what I hope to achieve this month, and I'm very excited to share the journey with you, that we can all chat a bit more about books. Life just has been hectic and I've really not been in a good headspace, to be completely honest with you. You guys are such a positive community and I'm so happy to have you, and I just want to continue putting out these videos as much as I can. So this is my thank you to you. I'm really gonna try my hardest to make it work, that we're gonna have 12 videos this month and that we can build a stronger connection again. And I'm hoping that this is a good start into something, yeah, more, that we're gonna actually build a stronger connection and audience again, and that we can start fresh and positive into the new year. Because yeah, Christmas is just around the corner, and with that also New Year. So that's all from me. And now let's get right into this video. And I'm actually just scrolling on my Goodreads recently, and I also read a few books this month, last month, October. We're talking about October. I'm gonna show them to you, like we're gonna have a full reading wrap up because it's actually not that many. And I also realized that I have not written a Goodreads review in 10 months, 12 months, too long. And what I also saw, I'm just a girl and I want to spread the word about my YouTube channel, right? And why would I make all these reviews if I don't share them somewhere? So I saw that some people on Goodreads share their reviews and they also share the link to their YouTube video where they show the book in and they have a review about it. So I was like, that's actually very smart. That's very smart, that's good marketing. That's exactly on the platform I need to be on. So we're gonna do a little bit of marketing today. And I'm also gonna just for funsies write a few reviews. Okay, I'm excited now talking about this. Oh, and we can also read a little. Oh, that would be fun. And I'm going to show you now the books I read last month. Okay, apparently the file that I had where I talked about the books I read in October, and I also wanted to talk to you about the books I read in November so far, is completely lost. So here we are again. I'm doing it another time. In total, I read 9 books, but I'm not gonna talk to you about 9 different books because in the past 2 months I've read the entire Mindfuck series, at least book 2 till 5, because book 1 I read like sometime in the summer, and I really enjoyed the series. This is for me a solid 4-star. I feel like the writing was good, but especially in the first 2 to 3 it wasn't like as intense, but the entire way it was connected was just so well done and so thought through. I was really thinking I'm reading like a true crime story right now. It was really fascinating. I don't think I've ever read a romance book as fascinating as the Mindfuck series. So for me, a solid 4-star because it's also very triggering. Be careful, be aware. I couldn't read these back to back because I'm just too sensitive for that, you know. It was a bit too much for me at times. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I really can recommend it to you if you're interested in it. Then beginning of October I had a 5-star read, which was Still Beating by Jennifer Hartman. I absolutely adored this book. It is a bit more like a thriller with a romance, because in this book the main character, like the FMC and the MMC, are both being kidnapped, but the FMC is the sister to the fiance. No, wait. But the MMC is the fiance of the sister of our FMC. You're picking up what I'm putting down here? They just both fall in love after knowing each other for multiple years already, and they used to hate each other, and it's really interesting. Like, their entire love story is so well explained, and I just feel like it was a really emotional read. Also trigger warnings in that case, but really well done. I've never read a book like this before and I was really surprised and I couldn't put it down. I noticed that I'm reading a lot of heavy books recently because I also read It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover, or I listened to it. That one, I must say, was one of the better Colleen Hoover books because I feel like it's a very important topic that was being discussed here. I rated it 4 stars because Also, Colleen Hoover in the book said that she experienced something similar in her life, and I feel like it's very difficult for me to rate this any lower because the message behind it is very important. But on the other hand, I feel like her writing is not that great. I didn't connect fully to the characters. Like, this is a whole another aspect. The second half of the book really picked up in pace, and I really started to enjoy it more, if you can even say that about a book that's about a domestic violence relationship, basically. Yeah, I think the entire topic was really well explained, and for me it was also difficult to say should she break up with him or not. Like, as a reader, of course you're like, yeah, you should, but her inner monologue of our FMC of like, but it wasn't that bad, was it? Or like, should I stay with him, should I not? This was really representative for people in toxic situations and in toxic relationships, I think. Yeah, it was a heavy read, and I'm not saying I'm a complete Colleen Hoover fan now, but it wasn't a bad book either. And I watched the movie afterwards as well, and I also enjoyed the movie. It wasn't like as great. There were a lot of plot holes, I feel like, and just things that I didn't enjoy about it that were done better in the book. I think it's definitely good work. I wouldn't say it anywhere else, but also I think it's difficult because there's just such a big group of people who hate on Colleen Hoover, and on the other hand there are also a lot of people that love this book. I'm just in between. Like, I don't hate it, I don't love it, you know? Another 5-star that I found in October was Once Upon a Broken Heart by Stephanie Garber. I actually have it standing over there. This is the Oak Crate exclusive edition that I got years ago, and now I finally picked it up. But I really enjoyed that book. It was just interesting. I've also never read like a fairy tale-esque book like this one before. I really found the characters interesting. It was third-person POV, which I usually don't enjoy. But in that case, I just fell into it, you know? It was like really easy to follow, and the entire magic system was so interesting. It was really whimsical and heartfelt. And also how the author described heartbreak was so accurate in a way. Like, it was just really, I'm saying really a lot today, I'm sorry, but it was, yeah, as I said, very heartfelt. I really enjoyed that book. So for me it was a 5-star actually, because I didn't want to put it down, and I'm curious to continue the series and see where this is gonna go. I'm also looking down the entire time because here are the books that I read so far. You're gonna get the next one in a video soon, which is The Ashes and the Star-Cursed King, which is the second installment in the Crowns of Nixia series. For me that was a 3.5 star. I didn't love it. I was quite disappointed actually, because I enjoyed the first one, but also not as much as some other people. I didn't really fall for the characters. For me, Riz, or what was his name? I forgot again. His character wasn't really intriguing to me. Our female main character was also not really it. Like, I don't know, it was also really dragged out. Like, it was over 600 pages, and I was like, oh, I read this for I think 2 months straight. It was really exhausting. So 3.5 stars because the writing style is really good. The storyline is really thought through. I just personally didn't like it. But if you're into fantasy and a little bit of romance, and also especially into vampires, I think that's my main issue. I'm not really into vampires. But if you are, I think this is a great series for you. I think you're gonna love this, and I know a lot of people who do. This is definitely a good book, and it's really well written. But it's just not my cup of tea, and I don't know why. I would have loved to love it, but I didn't. I really cannot tell you why I didn't, but yeah. Then another book that I read beginning of the year, like I started at the beginning of the year, I read like 100 pages in it, and then I put it down because I couldn't get into it, and then something inside of me was like, hey, you should read this again. It was The Fine Print by Lauren Asher, and I don't even know why, but I think I was just in the mood for something like this because I've read a lot of heavy books recently. But reading this in November now was actually perfect. I was so obsessed with the characters. I loved it a lot, actually. Much more than I thought I would. I also really enjoyed her writing style. I loved everything about it. Like, for me it was a solid 4-star. It was really well done. Like, I think I could even rate it up to a 4.5, to be honest. Like, I'm not fully convinced that if it's a 4 or 4.5, but I really enjoyed it, and I can really recommend it to you. This is like Disneyland inspired, and I understand if some people say, yeah, it's not that great, because the writing style itself, or like the premise of it, like Dreamland Billionaires, is very straightforward. It's just escapism in its finest, you know? But I just loved it. I think I just really needed to let go and read a fun book like this one, with a lot of good banter and fun scenes, and yeah, I just really loved it. So for me right now, at the time I'm filming this, November isn't finished yet. It's still the last week of November, but what I'm currently reading is King of Wrath by Anna Huang. I'm gonna be honest with you, I never thought I would pick up a Anna Huang book ever again. I'm listening to it, by the way, I'm not reading it, I'm listening to it, and I'm really enjoying it. Like, for me, it's already feeling like a 4.5 star. I don't think it's gonna be a 5-star yet, but I'm hooked. I'm really, really hooked. As I said, I didn't expect that, especially not from a Anna Huang book, because the Twisted series disappointed me quite a lot. I just felt like the main male characters in Twisted were not my type of vibe. Like, I wasn't really hooked. So I really think I'm gonna continue the King of Sin series soon. I'm really, really, really enjoying this. More than I thought, and I feel like her writing style improved a lot since the Twisted series. Curious about that one, actually, how that's gonna continue. I still want to pick up a few more books this month, and I have a few on my list. I'm also gonna read a bit with you later on. But these are the books I've read so far. So now let's just get on with this video. I just saw a TikTok today, and because everything good starts with that saying, right? No, but I'm in a chatty mood today, and while I make my soup, like literally my cup soup, very healthy. Don't judge me, okay? I'm just lazy today, whatever. We're just gonna chat about this because it was a video about someone talking about books that needed therapy after reading them. Well, that made me think, you know, like which books did I need therapy after? Not that I got therapy after, so I think maybe that's why it turned out the way I did. This mug fits better, don't worry. Be happy. No, but like, why did I need therapy after Magnolia Parks? Like, literally. Magnolia Parks shed me to pieces. The first book especially, like I have a reading vlog on it, I was so unwell. Like, I was literally in that toxic mindset for way too long. Wow. That was like, I've never experienced that after a book. So I feel like for me, Magnolia Parks definitely is that book for me. But also Iron Flame. And you know why? Because of how freaking bad it was. I'm in a ranty mood today, I'm sorry, but Iron Flame was really a train wreck. Like, it was so bad and I was so disappointed, so I feel like that's also a book I needed therapy after. And also the ending really f***ed me over. Another one that I feel like no one really talks about is the Twisted series. I don't get how people can just love that series so much. I also have a reading blog on that one. It's good, you know, it's not bad, but it's also not great. It's just, I don't know. Like the Twisted series, I don't hate my men to be morally grey or pitch black. Like, I don't hate that. It was just Alex Volkov was okay, but he wasn't my type, and it's, I don't know. So let me know which books you needed therapy after reading. I feel like for me it's not really necessarily sad books, it's more books that make me infuriated, you know? And that's not a good thing. I wish I would be more positive about it, but yeah. Well, my soup is ready, which is lovely. So I'm gonna talk to you guys in a second when we write the reviews. I don't know why my eye is a bit irritated, but we're just gonna ignore that, okay? Just look past that. No, but I was reading a bit in the morning in Happy Place, and then we had to pick up some curtains, yada yada yada. But yesterday I saw a very fun challenge on YouTube, which is reread, rewrite, or burn a book. So I got like the lower part of my pumpkin, and I'm gonna pick a few books, I thought, and we're gonna put them next to each other, and I will say to you if I would reread it, if I would rather rewrite it or burn it. So we put 3 next to each other. It's kind of like Kiss, Marry, Kill. And I loved these videos back in the days. So I was like, okay, I want to make one too. So here are my first 3. The first one is Fourth Wing, okay. Then we have Pestilence, and The Deal. Okay, so Fourth Wing I think everyone has heard about by now. It's like a fantasy about dragons. It's a bit of romance as well, very high stakes. Then we have Pestilence, which is kind of like a dark romance. There's like the 4 horsemen, and they're coming to destroy the world, and she is being kidnapped by the first horseman, which is Pestilence, and he's taking her along the ride, and she starts to fall for him. And then we have The Deal by Elle Kennedy, which also everyone has heard about at this point. It's a sports romance, and she gives him tutoring lessons, I think it was. Okay, I think The Deal I would reread because it's been so long. I think it's been like 8 years since I read it, so I would like to reread that one. And to be honest, I'm not gonna burn Fourth Wing, but I would then rewrite it because I feel like there are some points that I would like to rewrite. And I will burn Pestilence. I didn't hate Pestilence. I feel like Pestilence would also be good if it's just rewritten. I mean, like, burning Fourth Wing is a bit extreme, but there can be a few things that can be improved, I guess. But for getting into fantasy, it was a really good book. Like, if you haven't read a lot of fantasy before, I still highly enjoyed it. Like, it's just a fun read. But yeah, because I haven't read The Deal in so long, I think rereading that one would make the most sense. Then we have From Blood and Ash by Chantal. Jennifer Armentrout, who used to be one of my favorite authors. Then we have Twisted Games by Anna Huang, okay, and Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez. Okay, so From Blood and Ash is a fantasy. There's a maiden. What was it about again? I completely forgot. There's like a maiden and she... or a virgin? I don't know. It's a fantasy. Then we have Twisted Games, which is a bodyguard and princess romance. And then we have Just for the Summer, which I can't even explain. It's a romance and I love it. I'm gonna reread that one, that's for sure. Twisted Games or From Blood and Ash. To be honest, I didn't enjoy the entire Twisted series. It was okay for me. So I think Twisted Games I would like to rewrite because I feel like there are some parts that could be redone. I like the entire premise of it, but I wasn't fully hooked. So I would rewrite that, and From Blood and Ash I would just burn because the entire series just was a really big disappointment to me. I don't know. I used to love her so much, and I don't know, I'm just not able to get into her books anymore, which makes me really sad. The next three, first one being Daisy Hates, okay. Then we have Kingdom of the Wicked, and Same Time Next Summer, okay. Okay, so Kingdom of the Wicked is a mystery fantasy romance. It has everything in there, literally. It's very fun. It's about a witch and the 7 princes of hell, which are based on the 7 deadly sins. Very interesting premise. Then Same Time Next Summer is about a second chance romance, I believe it was. Yeah, second chance, and they see each other like every summer or something. I don't know. You can tell I wasn't a big fan. And then we have Daisy Hates, which is the second one in the Magnolia Park series, and I actually cannot explain that one to you. It's so complex for some reason. So I think I would reread Daisy Hates. I wasn't a big fan of Daisy Hates. I preferred Magnolia Parks, but I think I would reread that one and then rewrite Kingdom of the Wicked, because for me personally, Kingdom of the Wicked could have had some more fantasy romance aspects, like more romance in it in the first one. So I needed some more sparks, you know, some more romantic energy there. So that's what I would have done. And Same Time Next Summer I would burn. Nothing against the author or anything, it was just not for me. I feel like we're gonna do one last round. And if you guys want to see it more often, then let me know, because I still have plenty of tropes in here. First up we have Hooked, okay, interesting. Powerless and Happily Never After. Okay, that's difficult. I liked all of those. So Hooked is a dark romance inspired by Captain Hook and Peter Pan, like it's Peter Pan retelling in the real world, and very dark, very interesting. Then we have Powerless by Lauren Roberts, which is also a fantasy romance, very heavy on the romance. And then we have Happily Never After by Lynn Painter, and I loved that book so much. It was like a cute rom-com. I don't know what to do right now. Oh wow, I didn't expect that. So the thing is, I liked Hooked a lot, but I just hold more emotional connection to Happily Never After and Powerless, so I'm gonna burn Hooked. But Happily Never After, I feel like... no, that one was actually perfection. I would say reread Happily Never After and rewrite Powerless, simply because I didn't like Reckless as much, and I feel like maybe if Powerless would have like had a few tweaks in there before, maybe Reckless would have been like built up better. Also, I didn't like the writing style in Reckless, and I didn't remember if it was the same Powerless. For me, there were too many alliterations and anaphors and nephoros. And Nephoros, right? Too many of those. So I was like not a big fan of the writing style in the second one. As I said, I don't know if it was the same in Powerless and I just didn't notice. So for me, Happily Never After will be reread and Powerless will be rewritten. Okay, that was fun. And now I'm gonna start writing a few Goodreads reviews, actually, and continue reading a little. So for some reason that is completely unknown to me, I felt the urge, I don't know why, to start Binding 13. Like, my intuition was telling me I should pick this up because I've been in such a reading slump, and I'm a bit afraid because this is such a well-loved book that I hope this is the right time for me to read it. If this gets me out of my reading slump, because I mean I started like 5 books now and I continue to want to start new ones, and I feel like maybe I should just start one that completely grabs my attention, or I should reread one that I already loved. But yeah, maybe I'm gonna try my luck with that one and see if it gets my attention. If after like the first few pages it doesn't, then I will not continue. There's a glossary. Oh, I'm already confused. Wow. Name pronunciations. Ooh, I like that. I like that. Oh, are we not having a dedication here? There's no dedication for this, right? Oh, there. I would like to dedicate Binding 13 to anyone who's ever had a dream they dared to chase with insatiable hunger and drive. The story is for you. Oh, that's cute. Okay, this gives me butterflies already. I feel like this can be good. 2014 it was released? What? 10 years ago, and now it's getting all that hype and it's still not finished. That's crazy. I feel like in this video I'm gonna start reading Binding 13 with you guys. That feels right. Like, I'm definitely not gonna finish this in this video. Like, I'm not gonna be Delulu. I want to like upload this very soon. But I'm first gonna write a few Goodreads reviews, which I have been putting off the entire day, and then I will get into this. I feel like this is the right decision to make. Something inside of me says, that's right. I'm trying to write this review right now and I'm severely confused as to how people add all the GIFs and headers and make it look so fun and engaging. Like, I want to have it like a blog post too. I want to have a fun GIF in there. So do they write it first on their blog page and then they upload it to Goodreads, or how does it work? Because I literally don't get it, because yeah, Goodreads is so outdated. It's not like it's gonna offer me anything like that. Can you help me out with that? Does anyone know? If you're a Goodreads reviewer, if this is a thing you do, can you please help me? I'm confused. I don't get it. I don't know what's happening. Okay, so I'm not far into Binding 13. I'm literally on page 40. And in this book, it looks like nothing. But I'm enjoying it so far. There are a few grammatical errors, which confuse me, because I feel like, I mean, this isn't self-published anymore, right? No. Why on the first 40 pages? I feel like the editor could have like fix that. But okay, I'm not gonna judge it too much. I'm just gonna ignore it because I feel like the storyline is very interesting so far. I am obviously after 40 pages not fully invested yet. Like, I'm interested in the characters, but I don't feel a connection to them yet, but I think that's also normal. We're just getting a lot of backstory right now and a lot of emotional trauma that they're going through and everything. So like a brief description of everything. I'm curious, but 800 pages. I'm literally like, what's gonna happen in this book? We're gonna find out. We're gonna find out together. So yeah, that's that. I wrote a few Goodreads reviews yesterday, which I'm happy about. Let me get my coffee. I'm so... And also, I just can't get the idea out of my head that I want to create more bookish merch. More as if I created anything. No, but like, if I look at this, I love the sweater by House of Jupiter so much. And I feel like I just want to have my own, you know? Maybe I'm gonna start working on that. No guarantees here at all. I'm just literally talking, chatting with you guys. But I think it would be nice. I think that would be cute. Also, there's a lot of paperwork I need to do today, so it's just like annoying stuff. So that's literally it for me right now. I'm currently trying to export my Goodreads library for Storygraph, so I'm not really taking you along with me on this journey because I'm just confused with everything. But apparently you can do that, and apparently Storygraph is way better than Goodreads. I'm trying to check that out and see if that's actually the case for me as well. I'm gonna update you on this. No clue. Okay, so I actually was able to fix my Storygraph, so let me show you. I have it on my phone and it's really, really fun. Of course, not everything is like perfectly transferred, I think, but it's really interesting. So it shows the books I've read, the pace of how fast I read it. So because I don't always update that in Goodreads perfectly either, that's just not as accurate. The page numbers, everything is obviously in graphs, but it's just, I love it. Fiction, non-fiction, which genres I was reading. So I really love the layout in this, and they also take half-star ratings. And I think even quarter. Let me try. I'm gonna check. Oh, you can even do quarter ratings. Okay, that's really amazing, I think. Like, that's what I love about Storygraph. I'm still used to Goodreads though, which is why I'm still using it more, but yeah, it's a very fun app. I can definitely recommend it to you. I'm also 114 pages into Binding 13 now, and I actually stopped reading for a while because it's such a big book. It's just so slow for me to get through, but I'm still curious as to how it's gonna continue. We're picking up a bit more in pace now. Overall, I really enjoy it so far. I'm definitely not lying when I say I'm looking forward to continuing this, but I don't know if I'm gonna finish it this year because it's gonna take me a while, I think, for 800 pages. Let's see. I'm gonna update you on this for sure. And we're already gonna see each other tomorrow again for day 2 of BOOKMAS. Very exciting stuff. So thank you so much for watching. I love each and every one of you. And as I said, I'm gonna see you tomorrow. Bye! bye!